Just 40 years ago, Muscat's city gates were still shut at night, as Oman was almost hermetically sealed off from the outside world. The arrival of a new ruler, Sultan Qaboos, in 1970, ushered in an era of intense modernisation, and today Oman has fully opened its doors to the outside world, creating a liberal business environment designed to bring in the foreign investment needed to help fund an estimated $10 billion programme of infrastructure projects.
That is a big change, really, to people to change their mind from being all the local to searching for investors from outside.
One of the key areas of development is tourism, with the government intending to triple the amount it contributes to the country's GDP by 2020.
Oman is trying or aiming to position itself as one of the best and elite tourism destination in the world.
Natural beauty of Oman is the core business for the future.
That future involves a series of master plan projects, including 4 joint ventures between Erascom and the Omani government, Sama Dubai's Salam Yiti, The Wave, a 2.5 million square metre luxury development, phase 1 of which is nearing completion, and Medina Al Zaka, a development that aims ultimately to create an entirely new city for 200,000 people, with schools, universities, medical centres and a wide range of businesses. Oman has long had a strong sense of national pride. It shouldn't be forgotten that the country once had an empire that stretched as far south as Zanzibar. And even today that same sense of national identity is in evidence on the streets of Muscat. There are a few other places in the Gulf, for example, where you'll find locals driving cabs. Such a sight would be unthinkable in Dubai. But then again, Oman has always done things differently. That sense of national pride extends to making sure all new developments are in keeping with Oman's cultural heritage.
This is the area where people should respect, and we are glad to see that people, whoever comes to Oman, whoever think to invest in Oman, the first thing they will say that, listen guys, we are there to protect the culture and the social and the local flavour of it.
In fact, all the developers must adhere to a strict set of guidelines.
And only 25% of our properties can be at the 6-storey height. The rest have to be 4 stories or lower.
It's a policy that comes straight from the ruler's palace.
Just very carefully, very thought through, and not like maybe some of the neighbours where just say, okay, let's fill it up, let's do as much as possible. Whereas I think the government here is very, very cautious, don't want to make the mistake that the other ones did.
That's not to say the government is holding back on upgrading the country's infrastructure. This year, for example, $1.9 billion will be spent developing the road network alone.
There's a map out of the capacity additions, which seems convincing. And certainly for us, we are now planning our expansion through 2012 on the basis of the infrastructure development.
The unprecedented developments have, of course, not been without their difficulties.
We found that here at our development. The contractors were not going as quickly as we wanted them to. The quality's good, but we've brought in some new methods for them, and other developers are doing that too, to increase the speed of production.
And while Oman's GDP grew 12.9% last year, this April inflation also reached a record 12.4%. There's also the issue of potential overcapacity. Filling all these new projects with enough people might prove to be quite a daunting task.
I personally don't know where all these people are supposed to come from, because I don't think all these developments could be, let's say, fed with locals.
Yet so far, all the developments remain on track, and the companies building them remain upbeat about demand.
The initial sales were just fantastic, with the first 400 units sold out in about 4 days.
Our last sale, we sold 200 properties in just under a day, and we had a queue of people for a week.
It's difficult to believe that just 4 decades ago, Oman had only 3 kilometres of paved roads. The country has indeed come a long way in a short period of time, but it's apparent to most Omanis that their journey has only just begun.